Welcome to qnawire.
So the back EMF in a motor is 85 volts when the motor is operating at 1100 rotations per minute. We want to change the motor's magnetic field such that it has a back EMF of 75 volts when the motor is running at 2300 RPM. So the first thing we should note is that the back EMF in the motor is given by the expression N, the number of turns in the motor, times the B field in the motor, times the area of the motor, times 2 pi F, where F is the frequency of the motor. And we should note, just a unit check here, that if we're rotating at 1100 rotations per minute, if we want this in SI units, aka hertz, so the frequency in this case would be 1100 rotations per minute. 1100 RPM divided by 60, and this will tell us the rotations per second, or hertz. So just to keep in mind, that's the value of F that we want to use. So now, knowing the back EMF, we can solve for what the B field depends on. So the B field, let's write a nicer B here. The B field is given by the expression the back EMF over 2 pi N A F. So now, if we want to know how we should change the B field, we can take the ratio of two different B fields. The B field in the first case and the B field in the second case. We note that all the constants that are not changing, so the 2 pi, the N, the A, those constants will not change. So that they will cancel out of our ratio here, and we'll be left with the back EMF of the second case over the back EMF of the first case, times, now note, since the B field depends inversely on frequency, it will depend on the ratio of the frequency in the first case over the frequency in the second case. So we know what we want the back EMF to be. In the second case, we want it to be 75 volts. And we know what the back EMF is in the first case, 85 volts. We also know the initial and final frequencies. Therefore, we can find what the ratio of the B fields are. And it ends up being the fact that B2, the B field we want, is equal to 0.42 times the B field in the first case. So we'll need to take our B field and multiply it by 0.42. So we'll need to cut it in a little bit more than half in order to have the back EMF that we want at the rotations per minute that we'll have. So that's our final answer.